Welcome to the 4M Club Disipuli. You are here with your online math and RE5 facilitator and coach, Coach K. Today I'll be answering two questions, question 1 to 1 and 1 to 2 from the June grade 12 math exam. Let's dive right into it. Okay guys, so we are given this equation and we are asked now to, they say without solving for x, show that the equation lies in this interval. All right, so we'll start with this one first, then we'll follow up with this one. All right, so yeah, let's get on it. Okay guys, so let's take a look at this equation. Right. Okay. And try to figure out why it only works when x is between, 2 and 4, right? Without actually solving it. Okay. So first up, check out the square root. This particular, square root on the left side, right? Now, for a square root to be real, the stuff inside, which is x minus 2, has to be 0 or more. You understand? So a square root cannot, because it will be undefined, cannot be a -1 or any other negative number. All right? Cannot be, it will be undefined in a set of real numbers. All right? Okay. So let me wrap this. Okay, so meaning x has to be at least 2, right? It has to be at least 2. So this is what we have here, x minus 2, right? So it has to be, so since we said that cannot be a real number, so we understand that x must be greater than 0, right? Or equals to 0, okay, to make this expression true. So when we plug in a 2 here, so it's going to be 2 minus 2, it will give us a 0. Okay, so we can have this, yeah? We can just take this 2 to another side, and then we have a positive 2. So now x, as we know that is greater than 2. X is greater than or equals to a 2. Which will make this square root to be true. All right, so we've proven this one. All right, so now look at this side now. Okay, let me just change the color here. Okay, let's look at this side now. All right, so here we have a linear function. All right, so for both sides of the equation to make sense, 4x, just change this color. 4x minus x also needs to be positive or a 0, right? Because now we know that x, the square root here, the square root of x minus 2 cannot be a 0. Cannot be a -1. We understand that even this expression as well, because it's equal to 4x also needs to be positive or 0 because of this one here. Because we understand that the square root of this expression cannot be a negative. All right, meaning that x can't be more than more than 4. All right, so x is less than and equals to 4. All right, so now put it together and we see this equation only makes sense when x is between 2 and 4. All right, including those values. All right, so boom, the equation lies between this interval, right? So now we've proven it. Okay, thank you. So now we're going to another question. Okay, now we are solving this equation. All right, okay. So the first thing that we're gonna do here, we're going to square both sides, all right? So that's what you do. Okay. 2 here, also a 2 on this side as well. All right. Okay, so now this is what we're left with. We have x. So when you square it, the square root disappears. All right. So you have this is equals 2. So x minus 2 is equals to 4 minus x squared. All right. So now we want to expand the right side. All right. Okay, this is what we have when we expand 4 minus x and 4 minus x still. Okay, so you end up with 16 minus 8 plus x squared. Right, because remember, you said when we expand, this is our method. So we say 4 times 4, which will give us a 16. And say 4 times x, which should give us a minus. Okay, let me just use a different color, which will give us what? A minus 4. And we say 4x minus x times 4, which is give us another minus 4. All right. And then we say x times x, minus x times minus x will give us a positive x squared. So minus 4x minus 4x will give us this 8x. All right. This minus 8x, and we have x squared. All right. So that's how we came about it when we were doing expansion. All right. So now, okay, we're going to rearrange the equation. This is what we'll get. So we have x minus 2 minus close bracket 16 minus 8x plus x squared close bracket equals to a 0. All right. So now let's simplify this. Okay. So we'll have x minus 2 minus x plus 8x minus x squared is equals to a 0. Okay, so this is what we have here. So we'll now combine the like terms. Okay, so it's minus x squared plus 9x minus 18 is equals to a 0. Right. Okay. So now we need to remove this one here. Okay, on this x squared. So we'll multiply by a -1. Right. Remember also this side as well, but on the right side, but then it will give us a 0. So we know that anything multiplied by 0 gives you a 0. Okay. So now we'll have x squared. Remember, we're multiplying. So minus a minus times a positive will give you a minus. So we have 9x. And a minus times a negative will give you a positive. You have 18, right? And 0. So remember, anything multiplied by a 0 will give you a 0. All right. So now we're going to factorize. So I'm just going to remove this for space because I need space. So I'm just going to remove everything here. Just take this off. Okay. Hope that you are writing this down or you wrote it down. So I'm just, okay. So this is our expression here. Let me just rewrite it. X squared minus x plus 18 is equals to 0, right? Okay, let me just remove this one too. All right. So now what we're going to do here, we're going to factorize. Okay, so we need the values of x. Remember, we are solving the equation. Okay, so this is what we're going to get here. Okay, so I have an x here, and I also have a minus 6, right? Minus 3 as well, right? So now, remember, to make this equation to be true, all right? To make this entire equation to be true, the values of x here, in order for this to give us a 0, the values of x here, when you add x here, it should give you a 0. When you multiply this particular expression with this expression, should give you a 0. Same goes for this expression as well. So we'll have here x will then be equals to positive 6. It's because 6 minus 6 will give you a 0. Okay, or x equals to positive 3, because when you add 3 here, minus 3 will give you a 0. All right. Okay. I hope that you understand this one. So now, so what we're going to do now, we're going to substitute. We're going to start with this one. We're going to substitute 2 into the original equation. All right. So we're going to see. Okay. So we'll go to this equation over here. So we'll say the square root, all right, of 6 now, because our x is 6, right? Minus 2 is equals to 4 minus 6. Okay, so now we're left with, so it's 4, right, equals to a minus 2. Okay, so now we understand that this is not true, right? For this one, it won't be true because remember, a square root, an expression under a square root cannot give you a negative number. Remember that, right? So this is not true, right? So x is equals to 6. It's not the solution. It's not the solution, okay? So now this is not true. So let's move on to another one, okay? I'm just gonna scratch this, wrap this because of space. So let's do, okay. Let's do this one now, whereby x is equals to a 3. Okay, so we have here 3 squared minus 2 is equals to 4 minus 3. And our value here is, the answer is square root of 1, because 3 minus 2 is 1, right? Is equals to 1. So this one is true. Okay. This one is true, right? So as we know that, okay, just change the color here. So now x is equals to a 3 is the solution. Right, is the solution. Okay, so the solution is x is equals to a 3. Okay, so yeah, thank you.